We're going to get started. Thank you for being here tonight. We will stand for prayer and pledge allegiance. So I'll do the prayer. Bow your heads if you so desire. Gracious Heavenly Father, we come to you now. We ask you for guidance and direction upon this village council. We give you thanks for this village, for its residents, for all its staff, and all that you do for us each and every day. We ask you just to guide us and direct us. We ask you to be with those who have lost loved ones this week, and just be with them and guide them. Those that are hurting and feeling sick inside and just having health issues, we ask you to be with them. Again, we ask you to guide us and protect us each and every day. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call.
Egley. Here. Gunn. Here. Bassett.
Here.
Sinek.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
And Michael is sick.
All right. Next we have Justin Kuhn is here to address some housing developments. Look at that.
Hey guys, I have a little bit to give you. I have a lot of info here. I'm here to talk about the TIF, all kinds of stuff. Does everybody know what a TIF is? You do? Do you guys know that there's city TIFs and there's developer TIFs? There's a couple different TIFs. A lot of TIFs in Ohio are the city themselves do the TIF. I'm asking for a developer TIF, which the developer TIF is I, the developer, go get the money, borrow it from a bank or cash or whatever, and I put it in public infrastructure in the ground, and then I give that public infrastructure over to the town. And then the taxes that public infrastructure creates, you can get a percentage to come back to the developer to help pay for the cost of the infrastructure put in the ground. And they do them quite a bit in Ohio. The closest town to us that's done a TIF is Waseon, Ohio. And I spoke to them today and called them and asked them how theirs worked and tried to get some of the info on it. Theirs is it's a 10-year TIF for Gleckler Homes is the name of the company that did it. And the town loaned him the money through bonds, so he did not go to a bank, he didn't pay cash. The town loaned him the money, 2.9% interest, and then he took that money, put the infrastructure in the ground, and then the taxes come back to him. They're on year 2, and to date, they told me he's never got a tax payment yet. So, we gotta get a lot of taxes in the next 8 years. So, Mike and I have had multiple calls with Donnie Warner and Erica and Dennis, and I met with the school today. Again, my problem that I have right now on the TIF is if we're gonna do it, I need to get it going. Because there's a house that Dean Yoder's building out there right now out on the property. And he just told me while I was sitting here that he should have it done in October. If the TIF is not in place before you start the infrastructure in the ground, you can't go back and get the TIF. And this guy's gonna wanna hook his sewer up before October. So I went back and looked at the emails that Mike and I had. We started talking about a TIF last October. So to get a TIF written and in place and done and completed before this coming October, we're gonna have to hustle. So I need to get answers, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So today I went and I spoke with the school. I think most everybody is in agreement for a 10-year TIF at 75% of the taxes to be paid back to the developer. That is kind of a standard TIF. I don't truly feel, I 100% do not feel that in Hicksville, Ohio, you can get that amount of money paid back to you in 10 years. So there's 3 different length terms on a TIF. There's a 10-year TIF, there's a 20-year TIF, and there's a 30-year TIF. I have mentioned the 30-year TIF. That's what I would like to ask for, is a 30-year TIF. I only printed 1 copy, so you guys could pass this around. I had to get a price to put in the infrastructure to develop the 53 lots, and that right there is the price. $2.9 million to put the infrastructure in. That would be creating roughly 44 lots. So my opinion, if the TIF is made or in place and used in other Ohio towns to pay the developer back, the most important thing is the time frame. The property, one thing that has been totally blown out of proportion, and I've heard it from multiple people and people don't fully understand it, is that if I ask for a 30-year TIF and you guys grant me a 30-year TIF, I do not get the property taxes on the property for 30 years. You get the property taxes on the cost of product, put it in the ground until it's paid in full. So if it's 12 years, 16 years, 20 years, once that number is hit, then the TIF stops. If we go 30 years, we all failed. So the 30 years is like the insurance policy. That's what I'm asking for, is a 30-year TIF. Here, Donnie Warner confirms it because I've had multiple people tell me, a lot of people don't understand the TIF, and when they talk, they say false things. So I asked Mr. Warner, I said, in reviewing the TIF structure, my understanding is that I invest $2 million in public infrastructure. The TIF revenue aims to repay the investment. If I request a 10-year TIF and full repayment does not occur, so only $1.2 million is recouped, then I bear the shortfall. So then his answer is, yes, you are correct, that if you proceed with a 10-year TIF and you are not fully reimbursed, then you would be responsible for the difference. It is also accurate that if the purpose of the TIF has been accomplished, then it will be terminated. So we're all on the same page. It's not, I don't collect property taxes more than the cost of the goods put in the ground. It is not a tool for anybody to make money on. It's what goes in the ground, I go to the bank, I borrow the money, I put it in the ground, I give it to you guys for free. You guys do not come out of pocket on anything. Those then are directed back to me until I'm paid in full. In his also email, he put, the village may have other priorities though to fund beyond your infrastructure. Which I don't understand that because the village is not funding any of my infrastructure. I'm not asking you guys for any money. So I think that that is misleading unless you guys probably have other sewer projects and mains and it's your own deal. But I'm not asking you for any money out of pocket. Then you can look at that and pass it around if you'd like. There's multiple parcels that I would like to add to the TIF, and I have them highlighted here. And it's basically the way the Caduce Farm falls is there's a 34-acre parcel. There's a 50-acre parcel on the Caduce Farm that is actually in the county that I would like to be coming to the next meeting if we can agree upon a TIF and annex that parcel into the city. So now it would become a city parcel. It's 50 acres, which is a pretty big parcel. I have that spelled out. I have the plan drawn. This is the full plan of the first phase, which would be up on the property behind Joe Larry's house. These are some of the parcels highlighted that are still all the same property, but it becomes very confusing because they're just chunked up. Here is a letter from the EPA, full approval to start the infrastructure of the sewer line for this project. But if I start the infrastructure before the TIF is in place, then you can't do the TIF. So time is of the essence if we're gonna do this. This here would be the whole TIF area. And I have other drawings that I'm getting drawn up as I feel there is a need for a 55-plus retirement community in our town. And I would like to put that behind Casa Grande down to Westwood. I feel there's a need for townhomes in this town, owner-owned townhomes, the younger generation to live in that I'm willing to build. And I've reached out to Mr. Warner on writing a TIF for myself. And it was $20,000 for him to do that. So I talked to Dennis Miller and I asked him about TIFs, how I learned on Wasion's TIF. So here is the Wasion TIF that I talked to the lady today that was almost a $20,000 written TIF. And I presented you guys a TIF a couple meetings ago that basically I just copy and pasted this and changed it to Defiance County. So here's the Wasion TIF. And here is even the Wasion ordinance that the city of Wasion wrote to accept the TIF. And I feel we could do the same thing. Maybe you, being an attorney, could take this and amend it and change it to be the wording for Defiance County, Hicksville. So, long story short, I've spent a ton of time, I've spent a lot of money, but now I just to the point, I have to start getting answers. I've been in multiple meetings, and the buck just seems to continue to get pushed. Well, what does the school think? There's a letter on the back of your guys' email that I met with the school today, and I will read this aloud. It says, "Good afternoon, y'all. As the incoming superintendent," this is from Mr. Aaron Highlander. He said, "Good afternoon, all. As the incoming superintendent of Hicksville Schools, I share Keith Countryman's same vision for additional housing here in Hicksville. We could list several reasons why our school district would benefit from quality housing that attracts good, stable families as such. Keith and I just met with Justin Kuhn and Mayor Mike Barth regarding the proposed TIF for a new housing development here in Hicksville. Representing the school district, Keith and I are in total support of approving a TIF for this project. We understand that there may not be complete agreement formed with all parties on terms of the TIF. Keith and I would like to facilitate a meeting on all the necessary parties involved. If that would help to move the process along and see this TIF get approved. As one of the main public entities affected by such a TIF, we wish to see the project commence sooner than later. We see nothing but a positive impact on our school's district and community of Hicksville with this project coming to fruition. If the other parties do not support the current terms of the TIF, within the next couple weeks, we would like to ask for a meeting of all parties involved with Mayor Barth, Miss Erica Willitzer, commissioners, school superintendent, and Mr. Kuhn. Keith and I would be available in a time on or after Friday, June 3rd, that we could host a meeting at the schools. If you could please respond with your willingness to meet as a group again, we would just like to see the project begin as soon as possible, and we would like to assist in any way we can, giving the value of such projects to bring to our school district. Thank you for your time." So, after meeting today, I have the support of the school for the 30-year TIF. And again, I stress, it's not a 30-year, the TIF is as long as the infrastructure cost that goes in the ground. What I would like to do is, this isn't standard TIF practice, but this is how I would like to do the TIF, is any cost of goods to put in the ground, if it's labor, if it's material, stone, pipe, the superintendent gets an email of that bill, the mayor gets an email of the bill, village administrator gets an email of the bill, and I get an email of the bill. And then I write the check and I pay that bill. And then we can all keep track of what that price is, so everybody knows 100% what the cost of the infrastructure was that went into the ground. So there's no he said, she said, and people changing bills. I wanted all the cards on the table. That is not standard practice. I'm doing that to keep any public backlash out of it, so everybody sees, here's what they are. So I know that I watched another meeting one time, and another development guy came in here with a letter of intent, and you guys signed it. I've never done a letter of intent, but somehow I've got to get a vote from you guys to continue forward. So I guess my question tonight, and I would like to get a vote if we can, is Hicksville City Council in support of new housing to Hicksville with a 30-year TIF? That's what I'd like to ask for.
You must plan on living longer than I do. 30 years.
I don't know. I keep drinking energy drinks.
You're not the same age, man. I don't know, 30 years, that's a long time.
The goal is not to go 30 years. It's like Corey said it when I spoke to him, and I thought he put it in very good terms. Do you want a 30-year mortgage on your house, or do you want a 10-year mortgage on your house? If you come into money or inheritance and everything's good, then you're going to take that money, you're going to pay your mortgage down. If this project goes great and goes good, you're going to pay it off sooner than later. One thing that frustrates me a lot, that when I sit in meetings and I hear, well, they're doing this in Defiance, they're doing this in Defiance. We can't compare and continue to compare Hicksville to Defiance. We don't even have a grocery store. Defiance has a college, they have a Walmart, they have a Meijer, I mean, they have all kinds of things. Compare me to Edgerton. And actually, when I spoke to Mike the other night, I was at an Edgerton high school game, and right across from the high school is a subdivision that Andy Farnham put in years ago, I think back in 2017, and I counted 8 homes in it. So Edgerton is closer to Hicksville than Defiance. So we can't compare apples to apples of what goes on in Defiance versus Hicksville, in my opinion. I ask people, I say, when people leave Hicksville, when some of these families we know, Ron Jones, Tony Niswander, Dwayne Johnson, when them people leave Hicksville, where are they going? Indiana. They're not only leaving Hicksville, they're leaving Ohio. And you lose those families, you lose their taxes, you lose the whole people. When a person leaves Columbus, they usually don't leave Ohio. They go to Hilliard, or they go to Dublin, or somewhere around the area. Us being a border town to Indiana, in my opinion, if I was Vivek Ramaswamy and running for governor, I would focus on border towns along Michigan lines and Indiana lines and all these little lines, because when people are leaving our community, they're not just leaving Hicksville, they're leaving Ohio, which isn't good for any of us. So we have to offer multiple variations of housing. We need to offer a higher end housing, we need to offer an affordable housing. Townhomes are very popular with the younger generation kids that are going to college and moving back. I feel there's a really need for a senior community, a 55 plus community. And I've spoken with banks, and I have been approved to get the loans to build these, but I need the TIF. So I'm willing to do it. I can't continue to keep talking about it. When in 2017, Tony Neisler and I bought the golf course, and we started talking about a TIF then. And today we're June 15, 2026, and we're still talking about a TIF. I just need to get the TIF in place. It's not rocket science. That's what I got.
But Justin, on his behalf, he has presented a lot of documentation, and, there's a lot of paperwork, projections, surveys, different things like that. He's provided quite a bit of that information.
I want to speak on the projections, and I'm speaking 100% honest. I continue to get asked, and some of you are probably up there thinking, well, how many homes are you going to sell here? And what's the value of the home? And what's the property taxes going to be? Guys, if I had a crystal ball, I would not be standing here. I'd be somewhere else. I have no idea how many homes I'm going to sell. When I did Leo, the very first week that everything got approved, I sold 10 lots in Leo, Indiana. I thought, oh man, this is easy. The next year, I sold 0, none. Heather's ready to kill me. Like, oh my gosh. This year already, I've sold 12. So I don't know. I feel in Hicksville, there's been a pinned up demand of people that are looking to find a lot and build a nice house or upgrade from an existing house. So I think the first year you would probably sell more than what you might the second year. But for me to sit in meetings and to stand here and tell you that I feel we're gonna sell 5 homes or 10 homes or 12 homes, that's all a projected guess. I mean, I have no idea. But we all know we need housing in Hicksville. So to try to figure out the taxes and you're gonna be paid back in 12.2 years. And the perfect example is I had a guy that's called me that he wants to buy a lot out here and he wants to build a $400,000 house. A couple days later, I got a call from a guy who wants to know how far I'm gonna get the road back by the woods. He wants to build $1 million house. Well, how do you project what the property taxes are gonna kick off? We can't. And none of us have crystal balls. So I say the cost is the cost. The cost is the cost of the goods. As long as I supply you guys with, I go to Midwest Tile, I order 3,000 feet of 8-inch pipe, here's the bill, that's what it is. The excavator charge, making this number up, $93,000. Goes out to the school, goes out to you, that's the cost. As long as we keep the cost on the table, I think it can't be, an open book is good for everybody, in my opinion. So that's my 2 cents. Dean, your family's been a home builder in this town for longer than I've been alive. How do you feel about the project?
Well, we have to have a place for people to go, first of all, which we don't have right now, so
Right.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Today I had the superintendent, he spoke that he was interested in a lot. I think you've mentioned to me one time that Scott Brown said some of the other upper management guys are waiting for this
Some
project.
of the people from where he's working are interested in coming,
Right.
so.
I know that we are 20 miles from the 82nd largest, biggest city in the United States, and it's booming. And there's families that we don't even know, none of us in this room, that just want to get out of that and get into a great school. Today Keith said our school is even going to rank up higher. There's families that go to Carroll High School in Fort Wayne where there's 1,000 kids in their class and their kids can't even make the basketball team, or they just want a normal life. And I feel if we offer something unique, we can get those people, and none of us even know in here, to come to our community. And that's the type of people we need to come here to grow a nice community. So, I guess, I don't know if you guys can do it. I'm not trying to put anybody on the spot. I don't even have the full documentation drawn. And I understand that as we chip away at this process, it has to be good for your side and good for my side. In the Wasion TIF I learned today, and I didn't know this, it probably says in that TIF that the town loaned them people the money. I'm not asking the town to loan money. I'm just trying to continue to keep the ball rolling. So if you guys would approve the 30-year TIF, I would then spend more money on legal counsel. Maybe I hire the $20,000 to do Donnie Warner. But I'm not gonna do that if it's just a 10-year TIF, because I truly wholeheartedly swear I do not believe you would ever get anywhere near your money back in 10 years. 10 years is on the blink of an eye. So that's,
So with Justin saying what he's saying, I mean, we can't really vote on anything like that. Do you guys see any reservations on your side of what he's asking for? I'm for housing. I think we've got some great housing opportunities coming looking at Hicksville. Another quick example is like Bruce Guilford, he had a commercial, all those commercial lots, Mill Creek Drive, am I saying that right? Turned them into residential, and they sold, right? Was it all those lots?
It's not Mill Creek, it's,
Old Mill.
Old Mill, yeah.
Old Mill, Mill Creek, Old Creek.
what I continue to run up against and what I'm trying to get tonight from city council is some of these meetings and email threads I've been on and I see, well, what does the city feel? How does the city, have they approved this, have they not approved this? And if it's not the city, then it's what's the school think? Well, I need to shut those comments down because we've talked about them enough. I need to say, the city's on board, the school's on board, and now we need to take the next step. The ball needs to continue to roll. So I don't even know how you vote or what you do to vote, and the letter of intent don't mean anything. But I need to be able to go to the next meeting and say, the Hicksville Village Council is on board with the 30-year TIF. That's what I'm trying to accomplish tonight.
I know I spoke to you on the phone a few times, and yeah, I completely understand why you want to go longer. I mean, people don't build on them right away, and you're set on a lot of money that you're putting out of your pocket because it's not coming from us, and you're hoping to get recouped, and you're taking a chance if it's only 10 years.
Right.
I'm not getting any or all your money back. So I have no problem with it.
No, it really makes no difference to the village whether it's 30 or 10, right? There's no financial risk to the
There's
village.
zero
You
financial
just covers
risk.
the butt a little bit more
I
by
am
longer
not-
term.
I'm not asking the village for any money. I'm gonna go put it into Ohio State specs, and all I'm asking is the length of the TIF term to be done. I looked up Plainsville, Ohio, they've done multiple 30-year TIFs today. Corey, you said you spoke to Donnie and you asked him about 30-year TIFs, and he says, people do. For some reason, the mentality in Hicksville and some of these other surrounding areas, when they hear 30-year TIFs, is that for 30 years, no matter what, I'm getting the property taxes. That is 100% false. It could be 12 years, it could be 11 years, it could be 16. It can never exceed 30. The goal, I can't be more honest, I'm spilling my beans to you guys. I am going to the bank and I'm borrowing the money to do this. There is no benefit to me to drag this out any longer than what it needs to be. My goal is to pound it out, get it done, get the taxes and everything paid back. So there's no hidden agenda of me taking this 30 years. It's an insurance policy, is what it is.
Are you opposed to the 10-year rolling?
Yes, I am.
What, and can I ask why? I really
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, you
Yeah.
enlightened me a lot to TIFs. I definitely do not know everything about TIFs.
Yeah.
I
The
have
10-year
learned each
rolling,
year.
from what I've learned and heard, is it gets really complex. It's different. It sounds easy to say, and Corey spoke on it today, and Mike did to Donnie. And I'm leaning on Donnie for this. A 10-year rolling, in my mind, sounds great if you do phase one, and in 10 years, you get to the end of that 10 years and you go, oh man, we're $468,000 short. Then you roll it another 10 years. And then you get another extension to get that 468 or whatever paid back. That's illegal to do, right? Is that what he told you?
Right.
So what you would do is then I'd have to do another TIF and roll that debt into another TIF. So if I ask for another, come to you guys and say, I need another $1 million TIF to do phase two, then you take the 468 and now you roll it in the million. Well, now you're upside down 468 or whatever. Corey said it exactly and nailed it and put it in terms that I think make very good sense. When you trade your car in and they give you less, they say, well, we'll just add the difference to your loan. And then at the end of your loan in 10 years, you go, holy shit, I owe $27,000 on a car that's only 11 grand. Well, then you're done. And that's what the rolling TIF would do. You would continue to roll the debt into the next thing. So if you're digging a hole, you just keep digging that hole deeper and deeper and deeper. That's why I think the easiest, cleanest thing without getting super complicated is take these parcels, we write the TIF similar to Waseon, and you change from the 10-year term. I'm not asking for 100% TIF. You can ask for 100% of the taxes. The minimum you ask for is 75. I'm asking for the minimum tax return paid back to me with the longest time frame, so the insurance policy is, well, hell goes in a handbasket. You got a chance to recoup. So I think that's the easiest cleanest. The rollings would be great if you could take that debt and then just roll it again. Say, we come back up here in 9 years and I present the financials to whoever the council is in and say, we're $486,000 short, will you roll it? That'd be great, but they say you can't do that. You have to roll it into another TIF.
He's looked at a lot of different perspectives, I mean.
Yeah, man.
Different directions, and we all kind of.
I've tried and tried and tried, and I have a very good puzzle piece put together of a property out on the Hicksville side. I truly believe Hicksville's growth in everybody's lifetime sitting in this room is gonna be towards the Fort Wayne side. There's 40 homes out there available for Ohio Gas, and I've actually spoke to them, and FWT is looking to do an expansion and may upgrade the gas, which will set the farm up better. I bought, it's no secret, people in this room know, I bought multiple properties around this town, and it's always been, this isn't the right one, this isn't the right one, guys, this is the right one. We finally got the right one. Let's do something good for the town.
To vote officially though on this, Avery, I mean, is it something where the TIF still needs to be written, developed, so you take a copy of the Waseon or whatever, or Dottie or somebody writes it up, but we would still, that's what we're voting on, right? So that would still need drafted, from what our understanding is,
I don't know.
we're all okay
Turning.
having that
We
written
have
up.
to approve the TIF, but I think you guys can make a motion and move forward. That way he's still, like, he at least has that it's a yes.
Right.
So you guys know,
This is a lot of information in front of us. I don't want to vote on something like that tonight.
anything over 10 years or 75%, it has to go to county commissioners. County commissioners can write an injunction letter, and also if they say no, then they get 50% of the taxes if the TIF would occur. I think it's in one of these pieces of paper I gave to you guys. But can we vote in 2 weeks then?
Yeah, and I give
Okay.
you time to,
All right, that's fine. I'm not here to put pressure on you. I'm not here to, I just know that October, you say you need a sewer hooked up, is gonna be here before we all know it. And sometimes just even get a meeting set up is a month and a half. So it's not, this is no pressure tactic, this is no vote tonight, it's just, I have to get this thing going or we're not going to be able to do it. And if we don't do it, then there's no sense to pave the road or ask to pave the road, because then I'm just gonna keep the Scott Brown's property, come back up here in another meeting, ask for their lot directly across the street from Scott's, take the water and sewer that I've already committed to do, and then I'm done. And then I'm gonna probably sell the property. And I
So we
would
could still
assume-
make a motion to move forward, but we would be approving the TIF later. So we could still make the motion tonight and vote on it and say, let's move forward with this. We're not approving the TIF, we're just giving him the option to show people that this is what the council.
Here's what's happened, and this is why I'm here tonight, is I went to multiple meetings and it keeps getting brought up, well, what's the city think of this? Well, I don't know, I went and spoke to them, they told me to come back at another meeting. Well, what's the school think of it? Well, I went to the school and I talked to them and they said, well, you need something on letterhead. So I go to a meeting and then nothing happens. So the next meeting I go to, or the next Zoom call I do, or conference, which will get brought up, what does the city think of it? I want to be able to say, well, the city is in support of giving me a 30-year term as long as the TIF is written into an agreement that makes sense for both sides. The terms we can come up with. The time frame is the most important. That's what I'm asking for.
So,
Can I make a move? Are you open for?
up to you.
I'd like to make the motion that we, as council, support the 30-year TIF, so Justin can move forward and getting that written up.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Made, seconded, roll call.
Vidac,
Yes?
Miller,
Yes.
Egley,
no.
Conwood. Yes. Bassett.
Yes.
There's your commitment.
Okay, thank you guys so much. So now I can say in the meetings that I have Hicksville support and continue to keep the ball rolling. So thank you, I super appreciate it. All right, cry. I never get the ball to roll my. Thanks.
Thank you, Justin.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, Rob Bailey was not going to be here tonight. He had, he's working on another piece of property that he's gonna work with, I think Cheryl and Avery on. So next on the meeting, we have approval of the May 18th council meeting minutes.
Make a motion to approve as written.
Second.
Roll call.
Miller,
Yes.
Conrad,
Yes.
Egley,
Abstain.
Bassett,
Yes.
Zito,
Yes.
And you have in your packet approval of the bills list.
A lot of this.
You get the insurance for the dugout replacement. Yeah. How about the handrail? Is that one person to have insurance, right?
Yeah, that was all out of pocket.
Yeah.
And see I don't know who, but guessing one of the big units on the grain elevator already got the new railing.
I seen that all.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the, some of these pages, the Gordon water treatment, the backwash valve replacement?
Yep, in the water plant, we've got, I think the water plant went online like 1985-ish. And we did 2 valves last year, and this was the original, one of the original backwash valves, like a big 6-inch valve.
Okay.
It's in there. That was time, material, labor, everything.
Any other questions?
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
Oh, wait, I had one question. What was the engineering for the sludge press?
That is what they're working on for the sludge press project down at the wastewater plant.
You and those, we've had to do those.
6 months.
Yeah, I think it's,
Okay, because I know we've talked about that, like the dumpsters and the sludge press and the drying bed, so, okay.
Yep, yep.
Perfect.
I just got one question for Carol. The fire outfitters at $7,900.
what?
Fire outfitters, $7,900.
Uniform.
Does that put them more behind the 8 ball? Because I thought they had already spent 100% of their uniform allowance.
They had money in that line and they spent it all.
Okey dokey.
Make a motion to pay the bills.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Well, I'm gonna switch them around. Okay. Zito,
Yes.
Bassett,
Yes.
Conrad,
Yes.
Egley,
Yes.
Miller,
Reluctantly, yes. Something's gotta stop.
And the boards and commissions met. There is a zoning document about a lot split on Defiance Avenue. Questions on that?
yeah, you should have the survey of the 100. Although to me it looks like kind of upside down, but we're converted railroad tracks are in 18.
Council committee reports. I think there's
This is
something on
where I
the
put on the desk tonight.
Questions on that?
You don't make any comments?
Huh?
You don't want to make any comments?
I got comments, all right, but not for publication. But next time,
Sure.
if y'all have questions for me, let me come to the meeting. Put my name in there 10 times.
I wouldn't mind hearing them. I mean, I heard them already, but I wouldn't mind Having a rest of council here, but that's up to you.
No comment.
Huh?
I said you're not gonna comment.
No,
Okay.
I'm powering.
All right, administrators report.
I had put a letter from Coach Miser on everybody's desk there. It's a letter with him asking for a donation from the village. It does show the boosters are donating $7,800 towards that project on the field. And I told him I would put it in my report. What he originally asked for was $3,500. Told him I would bring it to your guys' attention, and there's enough funds in the parks budget if you guys desire to even donate that full $3,500, but it's 100% your guys' call. I also included in here the estimate for that street install. It's on the report there, the estimate for the street install for that Fox Street subdivision. And actually it came in a lot less than what I was anticipating at the $71,536, so.
Do they want the baseball project to be done this year, or is it something we can budget for next year?
I think he wants to try to get the dirt on the field this fall and let it set for the winter.
Okay.
That would probably be best, and then it would get rolled in the spring.
Okay.
Do you remember, because he gave us, well, I think one estimate at one time, and we'd asked for another estimate.
Yeah, he had, one was from,
Jonathan Yoder,
yeah, John was the second. First one was a gentleman, Perry.
yeah, Nick Perry.
Yep, and I think Jonathan came in a little less. He had a third one out of Toledo, but it was like
I was gonna say, that was
$30,000.
the first one that we got. And that's
But
what-
supposedly they specialize in laser grading. I think any of these contractors that can read it and laser can laser grade them.
Yeah.
I just got one more thing, whenever you guys want to move on here.
Yeah, I don't know if we've put any money in that field since I've been here, so I would be in support of it if there's money in the budget.
There is money in the budget for it. We're pretty well done with our big projects in the park for the year. Just got to finish up the pickleball court. We ended up putting a whole court together. We anchored into the asphalt. And once we put the net and the tension on it, the poles, after about 2 days, the asphalt was warming up and the poles started tipping in. So the guys, the street department went down there and they cut out 6 14-inch by 14-inch holes. And that court's like 6.5, 7 inches thick. It's like 2 courts really. And I didn't know the old one was red, but we found that. And then we went ahead and augured a 8-inch diameter by 20-inch deep hole there and then filled them with concrete, leveled it off. We're just kind of really waiting for that to cure, and then we'll anchor the poles onto the concrete, and then it'll be good to go. But in the Parks Department, we've had changes in personnel with one of our employees is no longer there. There was another applicant by the name of Ben Taylor. So I'm basically coming to you guys to say I'd like to recommend him for hire down at the park as one of our summer helpers down there.
I will submit Ben Taylor's name for job opportunity at the park.
So move.
Second.
Roll call.
Egley,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Conway,
Yes.
Sedag,
Yes.
Bassett.
Yes.
Thank you. That's all I have, unless you have any questions on the report.
I agree with Tony on if there's money in the budget to have that field done also. for the baseball.
You should probably abstain.
Well, it's
School employee.
park property, it's not school property.
It's a village, yeah.
That's-
I don't maintain it, I don't do anything to it. I don't mow it, I don't line it, I don't drag it, I don't do anything to it.
School control of them.
But if you guys are good with it, I mean, I can get with Coach Miser and just send it to the
You need a
village.
motion for it?
You guys can, I mean, I personally don't need one.
It's low enough. Then
It's part of the budget. What's that?
It's over to bring y'all in. No motion, or just do it.
If there's money in the
It's
budget.
in the budget, so
He
it's
doesn't have to
part.
ask to use his own budget money. Just Just don't use all your budget money, because we'll say no then, right?
No, but we don't on some of these other departments.
So, moving forward to helping them with the field.
I will notify him this evening.
All right. After that, we have, thank you, Corey. Any other questions for Corey? Good. Solicitor's report.
EMS one.
That needs to be done.
So first reading of resolution 2026-20 by caption only for the renewal of the fire EMS 2 million levy at the November 3rd election.
Can you explain the first two have to be tabled, right?
Yeah, though, there's some stuff with the CIC, we need to have the CIC be agent for the village, and we have to renew that, so we can't do the first two yet.
And can we get the exhibit A that they're talking about?
Yes, you'll get exhibit A.
Okay, thanks.
Once we're on the resolution, for EMS needs, the caption says emergency, this doesn't, so does it need to be or nothing?
It does only because I have to have it done by August. We're talking about the fire levy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It has to be done by August 5th, get on the ballot. And so you don't have to do an emergency, I'd appreciate it, only because I have to take it to the Board of Elections, have them approve the language before it is actually, I might have to come back and change the language.
Gives us a buffer.
We'll make a motion to suspend the rules.
Okay, second.
Roll call.
Wait, you broke my pencil. Okay. Bassett?
Yes.
Siedek?
Yes.
Miller?
yes.
Egley?
Yes.
Conway?
Yes. Second, and final reading of resolution 2026-20 by caption only for the renewal of the fire and EMS $2 million levy at the November 3rd election.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Siedek?
Yes.
Bassett?
Yes.
Conway?
Yes.
Egley?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Except for Avery, I believe. Next we have Chief Denny.
So you guys should have a copy of May's, also for some cases, any questions about those? Okay. Second thing is, I have a candidate that I want to hire, so we're recommending as a full-time officer, Trace Loniger or Lingatcher, I'm not sure how you pronounce the
Lonaker.
Loniger. So, as a full-time patrol officer, so he just finished the academy in Advantage, so he is ready to go. It'll be based off his physical and medical and stuff for police and fire. He had that done Friday, the 12th. So we're just waiting on the results of that and the drug screen. So if everything's good with that, he would be ready to start. So we're ready to hire him. And then the second one would be to hire part-time Travis Stratton. He's a local. He's on the fire and EMS now. He's already schooled, but he would be hired as a part-time officer. So.
Well, I make the recommendation to hire Trace Longatcher and Travis as full-time and Travis Stratton as part-time.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Miller?
Yes.
Egley?
Yes.
Conway?
Yes.
Bassett?
Yes.
Siedek?
Yes.
I think that's all I got. Unless
That
anybody's
puts
got questions.
you with numbers, Chief, that gets you back up to some solid numbers though with the department, right?
We will be back with Trace. We will be back to 2027. Well, Andrew's on paternity leave right now, so we won't have him back until at least July 13th. And then he's expecting to leave. We just don't know exact date when he's going to leave. With Josh started last Wednesday with us, so he won't be ready to go on the road until June of next year, 2027, once he completes the academy. He's met with 2 academies now. He's either going, if Northwest State doesn't get their minimum requirement for to have their academy, he's gonna go to Owens. So, because they gotta have a minimum of 10. So, so we're good on that part. But as far as him being a fully functional police officer, he won't be ready until June. But we would be back at our 8 full time per se. So, you know, until Andrew decides to leave, then we'll be back down. So.
Thank you.
But
Any questions for Chief?
I have a candidate in mind for that spot if he would leave, but we're in the process of doing the background now, so. But
Any more questions for Chief? Any questions? Okay, Chief. And I know EMS had a report in here, if they submitted that, Bruce is not able to be here tonight.
That's a new EMT chief.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, top of the second page. Cassidy Rush.
Cassidy Rush, you did ask me about that. Make the recommendation to hire Cassidy Rush to EMT department.
I'll make the motion.
Roll call.
Egley?
Yes.
Conwick?
Yes.
Bassett?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Edi?
Yes.
Did he want this discussed about the mileage rate increase? Has he
I
talked
didn't say
about
anything
it?
about that, but I didn't ask about that.
From the 18 to the 20.
Yeah, I know that, at account, they had met with them and they had brought this up that our rates are some of the lowest in the area and to bump them up would be appropriate,
Or our wages?
No.
our rates.
Oh, mileage rate.
Yeah.
I think we gave you a chart of the other towns.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know if he wanted us to talk about it or if you guys had discussed that in your meeting or.
Ask them to bring that back to the next council meeting. Get over to attend. Fiscal officer's report.
We have an updated fund status and cash summary. I put in the May income tax and utility collections, the police department collections, and also the May mayor's court report.
Question for Cheryl? Great. It's got a couple of quick notes, and I might ask for an executive session on hospital number 7, I believe, and economic development. So afterward, I'm done with my analysis, if we can go into executive session for that. But I have good news. American Tower finally signed off on the agreement. Finally.
At least 4.
But, yeah, that's a good thing. It's been a while. But with that, we're moving forward with the Keller Industrial Park property, and part of that was with this ordinance. But we got to do the right channels with the CIC and get that resolved. So that's part of that. You guys got a copy, Brad Frederico and Corey Baden, that's the Jefferson project. They're looking, they would like to see that development agreement sent their direction as soon as possible. I think Cheryl sent that to you. I didn't know if that's something we can go ahead and send. They'd have to take a look at, you know, what it entails and everything to agree upon it. We didn't know if that was something that could be pre-sent or if it has to be voted on prior to. But what are your guys' thoughts on that?
Keep moving forward.
Brian and myself here a couple weeks ago went door to door. I heard what how did the survey. Did you hear anything more from Maumee Valley? We tried to get some additional surveys. Huh? Where did you have fun, Brian? Was that fun?
Oh, yes, very much.
We had some success. We got what, like 19 each, I think. A lot of people were receptive because it was, you know, if they were home, they would fill out the paperwork, but it was trying to find them to answer the door and stuff. But I don't know, Maumee Valley was gonna try to maybe figure out maybe a way to get the additional. We were short just a little bit, but I don't wanna give up on the grant application, and I know they wouldn't, and definitely Corey doesn't, so if there's another way to reach out to some more people to get that accomplished, then I think they're looking into that. So, but thank you, Brian, for doing that. Geez, it's been since the graduates. I wanted to wish the 2026 high school graduates a success for the future. Was able to attend the ceremony out there and the commencement, and very nice and well done for HHS. So I want to wish them all success for the future. Heritage Days was this last week. I want to thank all the sponsors, all the people that helped, police department, EMS, fire, businesses, street department, everybody who took part in to bring the festival back to Hicksville again this year. Do you do, no, Fisher?
Oh, I was in.
You hung out, you were a participant, right?
I was high.
All right, but we had some rainy weather, but it kind of maybe drawed a little bit less participants to the thing, but I think everybody had a good time. And they are starting, this Wednesday, we're gonna start working for next year's project. So a big thank you to all of that. With that, I don't have anything else except the executive.
What's,
No-Go food.
Oh, I'm sorry, thank you for the reminder. Nimco Food just had their 50th anniversary. They had an open house for their employees, for their staff, some of their suppliers and everything. I got to go out there and spend a few minutes with them. We did a proclamation, congratulating them on their 50 years of business within the village. They have great goals with their new expansion they did here last year, year before. They have high expectations of growth within their industry and their business. So we are fortunate to have a company like that and in Hicksville, and their stability in town and hiring a lot of local people and being part of our community. So we congratulate them on their 50-year anniversary and many years of success after that. So thanks for the reminder. With that, that's all I have.
What day are we celebrating July 4th on?
July 4th.
The Friday? So we'll have a council meeting on the 6th? Okay.
Good reminder. So, that's all I have.
Make a motion to go into executive session for number 7, and economic development. What's number 7?
Make it a one.
Yeah, supersize that, could you?
I second that.
Roll call.
Egley,
Yes.
Conley,
Yes.
Bassett,
Yes.
Zedek,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.